Hey there, welcome back to High Infidelity, the best channel for cheating stories. Like and subscribe to channel for more spicy stories. Now, let's get into today's story video.
I'm not hateful, but am I the one not being able to move on after the infidelity? My ex-wife and I are now divorced, and she is doing an excellent job of staying out of my personal life. She has a history of lying, and when I discovered her cheating on me 2.5 years ago, she just walked out of my life and left me with the children. She instantly regretted her decision and attempted to resolve the situation once again, and since I was mourning, I was unable to detect whether she was lying, and the affairs continued. When I found out, I moved out and she went wild, sleeping with numerous of her colleagues and doing other crimes who were also in relationships. I have a good relationship with my children and communicate with them on a regular basis. Several indicators point to the fact that their mother is not psychologically present in their lives. My ex-wife was told by me that she needs to prioritize the essentials, such as brushing her children's teeth, bathing them twice a week, participating in physical activity, and providing nutritious meals for her children. Because we don't live together, I don't get involved in parenting approaches with my partner. When I bring it up with her, since I have seen some neglect and have spoken to my children, she tells me that she is concentrating on the children and that she is done making bad decisions. The trouble is that I'm no longer able to tell what is true about her anymore. Unfortunately, trust has been destroyed, and I now feel as if I am intruding into her personal life by asking her questions. Because I'm making conclusions and interpreting things based on my prior experiences, when she informs me that things have changed, it makes my anxieties appear unnecessary and irrational. It's difficult for me to judge her sincerity since I don't communicate with her on a regular basis and I don't live with her. I wouldn't want her to offer me advice or tell me that my parenting style is improper. But then again, I haven't given her any reason to assume differently, and I have always been upfront with her about my intentions. I justify my anxiousness as a result of our history, but she refuses to let go of the past, despite the fact that I continually reminding her of her horrible judgments. She expressed regret, but her apology did not meet my expectations. Instead of receiving "I'm sorry for hurting you, and please let me know how I can make things right," I suppose I should have anticipated something like, "I'm sorry for what I did, and I'm going to leave you alone since that's what you wanted." The formalities for separating and divorcing were completed without a hitch. In response to my inquiry as to whether she wanted to end her marriage, she said, "It will happen anyway." I'm able to keep good terms with her, but I'm always talking about how she hurt me and how my post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, impacts me on a daily basis. She pays attention to what I'm saying, yet she becomes anxious when she hears these things. Because of a series of painful events in her life, I know she is virtually bankrupt. She had lost her religious belief as a result of those events. A new role has been created after being a stay-at-home mom. Her father has been diagnosed with cancer. She is heartbroken. Her adultery was the last straw for me. While she was cheating, she got acquainted with some nefarious folks who left a lasting impression on her. She is a solitary, lonely, and depressed woman. She is being crushed on a financial level. Is it possible that I am the one who is unwilling to move on after the infidelity? I am not aiding my ex in any manner, but I do want her to be stable since she is the mother of my children, and I want her to be stable. Is my empathy for her keeping me from making mental strides forward? Update 1. My ex and I are divorced, and I have 2 children who are 6.5 and 8 years old, respectively. The children's mother began having hundreds of affairs with colleagues and others on social media, which has unfortunately continued to this day. I moved out around 2 years ago. I couldn't bear the thought of being in that environment, so I left and filed for divorce. Despite the fact that they like spending time with me, my girls feel neglected when they are with their mother. Because their mother is preoccupied with other pursuits, seeking attention from numerous men, being involved in an adulterous relationship with another person. Well, it all happens at the same time, and she is a home wrecker. She is definitely not spending quality time with her daughters. She may be physically present in the household, but she does not become emotionally linked or available beyond completing the bare minimum necessary to converse with a human and say, "See, I talk to them." She is not emotionally accessible or connected to anybody else. Simply said, my girls are perceptive, and they are perplexed as to why I am not there with their mother at this time. It is their desire that we will be reunited, but it is clear that this will not be the case. Despite my repeated insistence that my cat needs her own area, it is evident that this strategy is no longer effective. Here are a few questions. When is it okay to communicate with my daughters? Can I give them legitimate answers for why I am no longer married to their mother? What genuine explanations can I provide them? Is it okay for me to have this conversation in front of their mother? Should I even bring up this topic with my girls, or should I let them form their own ideas on the subject? Do I reveal the truth gradually as time progresses or all at once? Check out some of these interesting statistics. My ex-husband feels he is a victim of circumstance. My ex-boyfriend has a history of lying. My ex-boyfriend refuses to accept responsibility. My ex-boyfriend would con the ladies and then blame it on me. My ex-girlfriend continues to deny her actions in the face of overwhelming proof. My ex-girlfriend suffers from severe addictions, which she uses to attract the attention of other men. In our divorce, my ex-wife became addicted to attention and blamed me for not paying enough attention to her during the relationship. My inability to please her or get on the same page with her is frustrating. My ex-girlfriend has absolutely no guilt for what she did. I tried to work things out with my ex, but she rejected any counseling because she believes that her infidelity is a feature, not a fault. She believes that her adultery is a feature, not a defect. My girls need their mother's care, and I want them to have a great relationship with her as a result. Update 2. My wedding anniversary was only a few days ago, so I decided to go for a bike ride to keep myself entertained. In the end, I chose not to reach out and instead went about my business as normal. My ex-wife had a lot of romantic encounters with employees throughout her time with me. One guy in particular lingered, and as a result, he ended up cheating on his 8-year-old girlfriend with another man. He has a child who works at the same location as them, and my ex-wife had a relationship with his son before dating his father. She appeared to have completely forgotten about what occurred. I'm not sure what kind of movie she's starring in, or how the relationships between these two men are developing at this point. I'm not sure whether the father is aware of what is going on, but the boy is. My ex-wife pays a visit to AP house, his child lives with him, and dresses in very revealing clothing that leaves lots of room for wardrobe malfunctions. Obviously, I'm unsatisfied with the situation, and have no clue what my ex-boyfriend is thinking about the whole thing. The woman said that she was no longer like that. I'm not sleeping around and just seeing AP because his ex-girlfriend moved out, she added. Congratulations on being exclusive after knowingly engaging in a cheating situation and bashing another person into the ground, I said as I was making a reference to his ex-departure. Partner's AP ex-partner was informed about the adultery after a year of this, and she eventually departed after another 8 months. As an aside, are you able to keep up with the pace? Is what you've read making sense? She has shown zero remorse and has jumped from relationship to relationship, cheated on everyone, and was also a mistress to all of the guys she cheated on, meaning that everyone she was with had a partner, but she was also cheating on them. Essentially cheaters cheating on one another. A true devastation of one's house. As for the rest of it, she's getting ready to introduce my children to AP, as they're now an exclusive. I'm not sure what she intends to gain from this, given that they're all clearly dysfunctional in their own right. I'm worried about what kind of role models she's introducing my children to. The reason that I'm convinced this won't survive is because relationships with colleagues, especially those who cheat and manipulate, almost always end in disaster. Legally, there isn't much you can do, and acquiring child custody is quite difficult unless there is some kind of criminal conduct going on.